For 14 years, I lived under the belief that I had the perfect life. A beautiful wife, a wonderful son, and a home filled with love. I worked hard, sometimes 2 jobs, so that my son, Adam, could have everything he needed. I wasn't the richest man, but I made sure he never went without. Every soccer game, every scraped knee, every bedtime story, I was there. And then, in a single moment, it all collapsed. The house was eerily silent when I came home that evening. Normally, Rebecca would be in the kitchen, and Adam would be on the couch playing video games or watching TV, but this time, nothing. I called their names. No answer. I walked into Adam's room and saw the first signs of something terribly wrong. His favorite books were missing. His closet was half empty. My heart pounded as I rushed to our bedroom. And there, on the nightstand, was a neatly folded letter, Rebecca's handwriting. My hands shook as I picked it up. Mark, I don't know how to say this, so I'll just say it. Adam is not your son. I lied to you for 14 years. His biological father, David, has come back into our lives. He wants to be a part of Adam's future, and I've decided to give him that chance. Adam deserves the life David can provide. One I know you can't. I'm sorry. The words blurred as tears welled in my eyes. My legs gave out and I sank onto the bed, the letter crumpling in my grip. 14 years. 14 years of loving him, raising him, sacrificing for him. Was it all a lie? I tried calling Rebecca. Her phone was off. Adam's too. I drove to her parents' house, but they weren't there. I felt like a ghost in my own life, a stranger abandoned in an empty home. And worst of all, had Adam known? Did he ever suspect? Did he ever look at me and wonder if I was really his father? I stayed up all night, staring at the empty walls, the family photos that now felt like cruel jokes. I was losing my son. But I wasn't ready to let him go. I hired a lawyer the next morning. I didn't care how impossible it seemed. I had to try. I won't lie to you, my lawyer said. Without a biological connection, it'll be hard to get custody. But you've raised him. You have rights. But Rebecca and David had money. Lots of it. And money, as I quickly learned, could rewrite reality. They painted me as an absent father, claiming my 2 jobs meant I was never around. They said I couldn't provide for Adam's future, while David could send him to private schools, take him on lavish vacations, give him a better life. Their lawyer even brought in so-called witnesses, who testified that I was often too tired or irritable to be a good father. They twisted everything, my hard work, my sacrifices, into proof that I wasn't enough. For the first time, I felt hopeless, until the court asked Adam what he wanted. The room was silent as Adam stood. My heart pounded. Would he choose them over me? Had they turned him against me? Adam took a deep breath, looked the judge in the eye, and said, I want to live with my dad. My real dad. Rebecca's face went pale. David stiffened beside her. The one who raised me, Adam continued. The one who worked 2 jobs just to buy me the gaming console I wanted last year. The one who taught me to ride a bike, who never missed a soccer game, who stayed up all night when I was sick. That's my dad. Tears burned in my eyes. But Adam wasn't done. My mom and David told me to lie, he said. Gasps echoed through the courtroom. I heard them at night, planning how to make my dad look bad. They told me to say he was always too tired, that he didn't care about my school, but that's not true. He came to every parent-teacher meeting. He helped me with my homework even when he was exhausted. He turned to Rebecca, his voice trembling. How could you do this? The judge's expression darkened. He asked Adam to clarify, and Adam did. He revealed everything. How Rebecca and David had tried to bribe people to testify against me, how they coached him to say I was a bad father. The courtroom fell into chaos. Rebecca's lawyer paled. Even David looked shaken. I sat there frozen, as my son, The boy I had feared I'd lost, fought for me the way I had always fought for him. The day of the ruling arrived, and I sat in the courtroom with my heart lodged in my throat. Adam sat beside me, his hand gripping mine. Across the aisle, Rebecca and David whispered frantically to their lawyer. I could see the tension on their faces, the cracks in their confidence. The judge cleared his throat and began. This court recognizes the importance of financial stability in a child's life, he said. However, stability is not measured in wealth alone. A child's well-being is defined by love, consistency, and emotional security. It is evident from the testimonies and evidence presented that Mark has been a dedicated and loving father to Adam, providing not just financial support, but emotional guidance, love, and care. Parenthood is not just biology, it is presence, it is sacrifice, it is love. I held my breath. Therefore, I am awarding full custody of Adam to Mark. Furthermore, given the deceptive tactics employed by Rebecca and David, this court finds their actions deeply concerning. Their attempts to manipulate Adam's testimony and present misleading evidence suggest a lack of regard for his emotional well-being. As such, any visitation rights will be subject to Adam's comfort and approval. Additionally, Rebecca and David will be responsible for covering Mark's legal fees. The words felt unreal. I won. I barely had time to process it before Adam threw his arms around me. I felt his body shake as he sobbed into my chest, and I held him tight, my own tears falling freely. I had fought for him, and he had fought for me. Rebecca gasped, standing abruptly. This isn't fair. He can't give Adam what we can. The judge's gaze was sharp. Mrs. Williams, you had your chance to prove that money equates to love, and you failed. This ruling is final. I suggest you focus on regaining your son's trust, rather than challenging this court's decision. Rebecca fell silent. David clenched his jaw, his hands curling into fists. But it didn't matter anymore. Their power, their money, it meant nothing. I had my son. As we left the courtroom, Adam looked up at me. Are we really free, Dad? I nodded, my throat too tight to speak. Can we go home now? He whispered. Yeah, buddy, let's go home. Life didn't magically become perfect overnight. The pain didn't just disappear. Adam struggled in the first few weeks. He had nightmares, waking up in a cold sweat, afraid I'd be gone when he opened his eyes. I stayed up with him, holding him, reassuring him that I wasn't going anywhere. Rebecca and David tried reaching out. At first, Rebecca sent long messages apologizing, saying she had made a mistake. Then the messages turned bitter, accusing me of poisoning Adam against her. But I didn't have to say anything. Adam made it clear he wasn't ready to see her. The therapist advised me not to push him. Healing takes time, so I let Adam take the lead. If and when he wants to reconnect with Rebecca, it will be his choice, not hers. We settled into a rhythm. Our new home wasn't as big, and money was tighter than ever, but Adam never complained. I don't care about the big house, he told me one night as we ate dinner, burned spaghetti because neither of us could cook. I just care that we're together. I had to blink back tears. We started new traditions. Movie nights every Friday, board games on Saturdays, Sunday morning runs. Adam hates running, but he does it just to make me laugh. And this summer, we're going camping again. Just the two of us. It won't be the same as before. Too much has changed, but maybe, just maybe, it will be even better. I still struggle with what happened. Some nights the betrayal creeps back in. The woman I loved for 14 years lied to me, stole from me, tried to take my son away from me. That wound doesn't heal easily, but I'm learning to let go. Because every morning I wake up to the sound of Adam singing off-key in the shower. Every evening I come home to his messy backpack on the floor, his ridiculous stories about school, his sarcastic jokes that always make me laugh, and that's enough. Blood doesn't make a father. Love does. Rebecca and David wanted to erase me from Adam's life. Instead, they only proved what I already knew. Adam was, is, and always will be my son. We are not just surviving. We are thriving. Together. To anyone going through something similar, don't give up. Fight for what matters. Because love isn't about DNA. It's about showing up. And when you do, love will always win. Thank you for watching. If this story touched you, please subscribe and hit the notification bell for more real-life stories that remind us of the power of love and resilience.